A healthy heart is the key to human survival. In fact, it's at the center of life itself, and it's the symbol of love, which is why we're thrilled to be here tonight at the 18th Annual Washington Region Heart Ball for the American Heart Association. This elegant black tie event celebrates the life-saving work of the American Heart Association by bringing together over 500 of the region's most prominent community, corporate, and medical leaders to raise funds for healthier lives, lives free from cardiovascular disease and stroke. I'm Jane Ruby. I'm inviting you tonight to come along with me for the Inside Look. I'm here with Dr. TODD VILLINES, President of the Board of Directors of the American Heart Association in the Washington region. Right, Doctor?
That's correct, here in the greater Washington region.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful evening. Wanted to ask you a couple of questions about our event tonight.
This is such an exciting evening, and so I'm glad to just be here and to be talking about all the American Heart Association does.
Tell us how the Heart Ball itself got started as a concept and a fundraiser.
Well, you know, this has been going on nationally, and this started, this started over 40 years ago, I believe. Now, don't quote me exactly on that number, but this is something that's been going on across the country, and here in the greater Washington region, this is really a landmark. It's a way to celebrate the last day of Heart Month. So we celebrate this last weekend of February here in the Washington, D.C. region. And it's a great chance to come out and talk about the amazing research that the American Heart Association funds. It's a great chance to talk about and really just get out and raise money and to talk about all that so many people in this room do and give of their time, of their funds, and they lend their passion to curing heart disease, which is our goal.
And in addition to a beautiful dinner and some wonderful music, I think we're going to hear, what other events will happen tonight? What kinds of awards?
Well, we're going to highlight some survivors. And so one of the neat things about this is we can talk about some of the local research that is funded by the American Heart Association, some of the national research, and we're going to highlight that tonight. We're going to talk about, many of the people who have been benefited by that research, so many of the families in this room that were true survivors and benefited because of the breakthroughs in science that were enabled directly by the American Heart Association. And of course, we're going to have a great meal and have dancing and just a fun night.
And work our hearts a little bit.
And work our hearts. That's right. We're just going to be sitting for a very short period of time. So we're going to be back on the dance floor and be running around this beautiful venue.
You know, for folks who will tune in and watch, what are some of the major signs for heart disease that they can look for and call attention to their physician?
Well, sure. You know, I tell people that, we all are aware of someone clutching their chest and chest pain, of course, and that's certainly a common sign for people that are having a heart attack or have blocked arteries to their heart. But they can be more subtle than that, and so they can be just simply people being more short of breath, people slowing down and not being able to do the activities that they usually could do at the same pace, fatigue, and those can all be symptoms of heart failure, which is a disease that many Americans may not be aware of, and in fact is a disease, unfortunately, that will end up affecting 1 in 5 Americans.
And so for people who want to support the American Heart Association in this Washington region, shall they just go to your website? Are there roles for them to play?
There are so many different ways that people can get involved, and obviously people can just go to our website and donate. That's always certainly much appreciated. But they can come out to the Heart Walk. Each November we have a Heart Walk that takes place here in the greater Washington region where people can come out and walk and donate and just show an expression of support for the mission of the American Heart Association. There are numerous events throughout the year, and of course obviously there's the Heart Ball, but volunteering, we can find a role, whether it's going out and educating the community, whether it's being involved with legislation in this area, giving time, giving money. It's really, there's a role for everybody, and it's greatly appreciated.
That's great to know. We'll certainly encourage them to go to the website. We'll have a wonderful time, and congratulations on a great event tonight.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. Dr. TODD VILLINES.
means to fight. You're the hero in this story. It's your story, sweetheart, that's changing us all. So thank you.
Hi, folks. It's so wonderful to see everybody tonight. And little Lily,
Say hi.
you have such a beautiful voice. Emily, tell us how you and Jacques and Lily came to be involved with the American Heart Association and Lily's experience.
So almost 4 years ago, we had heard about this little girl in China who was born with half of a heart, and family after family was turning down her medical file because in China they had labeled her as terminal. So they said that there was no hope and that she was not going to make it. And so our family, Jacques and I, discussed it, and we had already been matched with another child, and we begged China to allow us to bring 2 children home. And so we brought Lily Grace home. And in China, once we got her here, we realized why she was terminal. After her first open heart surgery here, Dr. Jonas told us that her half of a heart was actually upside down backwards and on the right-hand side of her chest.
Oh my, so unusual.
Yes, it was. And so the team at Children's National were able to do a couple open heart surgeries on Lily, and unfortunately things just continued to go badly for her. And we started asking them if they would consider listing her for a heart transplant.
I see, I see.
And so in June 14th, 2014, Lily received her hero's heart.
Wow, you're a superhero too, Lily. You did great, honey. How do you guys get involved with the American Heart Association, and tell us a little bit about your interaction or the support maybe that other people would be interested in hearing about as well?
So our family actually has all been very involved with the American Heart Association. Our girls have always done the Jump Rope for Heart and have been very involved with that and raising as much money as they possibly could. And Lily actually jump roped for Heart the very first time this year, just last week. So she did a great job. But the American Heart Association has just really meant the world to our family. They were, because of all of the funding and the research that has gone forth, they were able to give Lily a brand new life.
Absolutely, sure. Jacques, tell us a little bit, as a proud daddy, how the association has helped, and maybe what hope you could give other parents who are interested.
Yeah, I mean, you have no idea when we signed up to bring Lily home, the road that we were going down, and it was tough enough emotionally, and it was tough enough spiritually and relationally, and all the challenges that the other kids in the house were facing, and so getting into the medical battles that we were going to, we had no idea what we were getting into. And so as we started to do research and we started to talk to people, and we figured out, no, these things are possible. Like, there are breakthroughs that are happening all the time. And so we learned very early on, even those things look pretty sometimes the situation looks pretty grim, that if you hold on and you pray and you keep looking, you keep finding that there are people out there that are looking for answers. And so there, time and time again, we were told by people, you know what, that's probably not going to be something that can happen to Lily. But through the medical advances and through the physicians and doctors and surgeons that would talk to us, and they said, no, you don't understand how many people are in your corner. And so for us, we're on the receiving end of everything that's being done behind the scenes, so that this beautiful girl can smile and change lives. And it's happening because people like the American Heart Association, everybody that works for them, are doing what they do. So,
Hey, and speaking of beautiful little girls, Lily, can you, if there are any other little kids out there who are going to have an operation or don't feel well, can you give them some advice on how to be a hero? What would you say to another little girl?
Be brave.
Brave, what a special thing. Thank you so much. That's really smart. That's beautiful. And you guys are just the most amazing parents, and such loving parents. It's a great story. We wish you all the best. That's great. Have a good time tonight. The American Heart Association was started in 1924 by 6 cardiologists. Since then, the American Heart Association has been promoting the health of men, women, and children all across the United States. The Heart Ball helps raise funds for the American Heart Association to further their mission and support their programs. And last year, they raised over $1 million to support the programs. Well, I had a wonderful time speaking to some amazing people at this very special event. Thanks again for watching. I'm Jane Ruby, and I'll be looking for you next time.
She is reading, she's writing, she's making friends. Lily's dream is that she wanted to